I've been very low key.
Been low key. What's been happening? What's been low key? Why? Why have you been hiding?
Because I don't know. To put it quite frank, I got tired of music, and then you kind of learn that like when you don't like something, you kind of just have to operate in your own space. So that's the best way I can put it. But yeah, we've done some just living life. What can I say? Living life, real life.
Enjoying yourself.
I don't know about that, but I've been living life. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, getting money, spending it.
You can't always enjoy yourself in life, I suppose.
It's
not as straightforward, is it?
I mean, cost of living kind of dictates that for me these days. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, absolutely. Like when you use a word like crisis, you know you're in a very serious place. So yeah, that's where we're at right about now. But I mean, I've just been taking some time out. You know, getting my brain in the right order, if that makes sense. And I feel like I kind of understand certain things now. So you know, we work on it. I feel
like that's actually helped with the release of this EP though, because you've had time away and you've got a clear.
No, to be totally honest, because my promo game's been terrible. Like I'm totally independent, obviously, as I've been for a long time. So it's like the promo game's been kind of like, you know, I'm getting back into the swing of it. But what I'd say it's helped with is like the music itself. I feel like the music I make is kind of different, even though it's not that different. It's like more refined than I was making at a certain point. So now that we're here,
I feel like you've definitely got your own style.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm like only now, like before I'm kind of like, all right, I want to keep doing this or that, or maybe I need to do this. And I just realized like sometimes with styles and things like psychology wise, it just takes a minute for like, you have to kind of be consistent with that, if that makes sense. So I think that's my biggest thing right now. It's like being consistent with the style, because it's like people aren't going to know what you're doing if you don't kind of like, unfortunately, repeat it in their face 17 times. So yeah.
Going back to what you said about promo as well, because obviously it's very important in this day and age.
Yeah.
So what do you think about promo these days? Like a lot of it's like TikTok and Reels.
Yeah, like I'm gonna sound like I got a tinfoil hat on. Like I never thought I'd sound like this, but it's like this is, you know what I'm saying? Like all these young people in their attention spans and that, man, is crazy. I just think like everything's different. Again, obviously, like when I was younger, I used to look at like people older than me and think like you see the transition between like having a brick phone to having an iPhone. That's all happened within a span of like 20 to 30 years. That's a lot of changes for people to go through. So think about older generations of people that have made music. For me, it's like, oh, this is what it's like to be like from one stage or something, and it changes directly. I think you just got to be on your stuff. I think there's no right way to do it, but I do think naturally you're kind of like pushed to follow algorithms and things like that. But I saw somebody, I think it was Royos, I don't know if I said his name correctly, but him on Twitter today said like you kind of shape your own algorithm, if that makes sense. Like as much as the algorithm is the algorithm, you help shape it. Yeah, it's about consistently and shaping the algorithm to what you want it to be. So I think there's pros, cons as there is to anything. I think it's just like when Soulja Boy did the ringtone stuff, a lot of man had stuff to say about that. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think everything just goes in the direction that it will go in.
Yeah, marketing.
Yeah, this is what it feels like to get old. It's kind of wild. So I don't know.
How old are you now?
Too old. Yeah, old enough to almost get, well, someone my age has got a mortgage.
I just wanted to know if you was older than me.
No, I'm 26.
26?
Yeah.
Oh, we're the same age.
Yeah.
So yeah. I feel your pain.
Yeah, I always feel like I don't like disclosing my age like that, but then every time somebody asks me and I'm like, I don't like disclosing my age, I'm like, you know what? That's kind of weird. So then I'm like, hey, I'm actually just 26 years old. Like, there's no reason for me to be hiding my age here, bro.
There's nothing wrong with being 26.
Hey, that's absolutely.
30, but we're still young at heart.
Like I said, by 30, I'm gonna have my mortgage paid, marriage, kids.
Positive thoughts.
Yeah.
I think.
I've always said I feel like I need a dog or a child because one of them's gonna set me on the right path. A lot of people have said to get a dog first.
I was gonna say what one? What one you going down?
Hey man, who knows? You know, depending on
I'd recommend the dog.
Yeah, I have like several things I would say to this if I wasn't on like Reprezent at 7 o'clock. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna get a dog and we'll just like dog it, that kind of stuff.
Listen,
that was an accident.
That's alright. We can do something another time. Let's not on
FM. So I've come to talk about my account that I have, right? That if you look in my bio, you see what my account is. But we're not gonna do that because apparently I don't have all the time in the world. And Arsenal play soon as well, so it's that like
We was talking about obviously about your style. Like I feel like it's very unique. So how do you go about in terms of the productions and picking out the rhythms?
I think it's weird. I still like my process is still. I just don't think I shouldn't advertise it like that. But it's like I've not been ever in a not ever, but in a while, a consistent stage in music to know fully 100% what my process is. So I have a process, and it works for me. But I just think in terms of putting this together, it's like, I think I'm still kind of experimenting. Like, this isn't like a project of like, all right, I've sat down, thought about the entire theme of this and so on and so forth. Like, this is a collection of great songs that I all feel like linked together at a particular stage of music that I'm at. Things I try in particular, like making sure that I pick the right artist for right songs. So like, I try and think very meticulously when I'm thinking about who I want. And then like, shout out to Basky, shout out to Jesse, when they actually come and deliver, it's like, okay, like, it feels good, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like I'm at the stage of just like, now I kind of know what I need to do. I just need to get into that bag. That's the main thing. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like, yeah, the how I put stuff together is improved if you hear it in a certain way. So yeah.
Experience and that.
What do you mean?
That just, would you say from the previous projects and stuff that you've worked on and just progressing as an artist, would you say just from experience that has helped you?
Yeah, of course. It's always, again, it's just like, just beat it. So I think the biggest problem I have, to be honest, is just like finding my way with just getting back to my promo stuff and just doing what I usually do, if that kind of makes sense.
Just being you, basically.
Yeah, like, it's like a lot of stuff, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's transpired over the years. So it's like, just getting back into that stage of like, alright, cool, this is like, just get back into that. Like, I'm just used to living life at this point. Like, certain things I'm like, whatever. But it's like, you can't really have that attitude if you, like, your music's good, then you're supposed to kind of believe that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm always a firm believer that, like, if I don't sell something well, then I don't understand how anyone else is going to take to that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if I don't believe my music's fire, then it's like, how the hell is anyone else going to take to that? So it's just about getting back into that. For me, a lot of like Kishin's delivery and all that kind of stuff is just about getting into a certain bag and just kind of like just staying there and wallowing in your bag, if that makes sense. So
I hear it. I hear it. So with obviously Kish, you know, obviously some people know you by Kish Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh God, where did that come from?
Because there are things in life that I like to maximize the potential of. So what that means is I stretch them, right? Yeah. It's about stretching to reach your goals and being the best person that you can be. That's what it means.
You can be fantastic.
Yeah. There's a certain lyric. Once you hear the lyric, you know what it is. But yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, family friendly TV, radio. Yeah, stretch and reach your goals.
I hear it. Listen, I'm glad I got you down. I feel like this was overdue.
Yeah, it's always. I need to be back more into fit. Everyone follow my Twitch as well. I got Twitch. I do a bunch of stuff on there. I also Haters Podcast. There's a new episode dropping this Sunday as well. There are other things that I'm doing nowadays, which is why sometimes I'm not in that total music bag. I shouldn't just make it sound like I'm just not in that music bag. I'm always doing other stuff. So yeah, I'd say check those out, and you'll see the full gist of what I'm up to 100%. But yeah, that music bag is the most important bag, and that's the bag we're getting back into very nicely. So yeah.
I'm keen to know about the Twitch stuff though. What sort of stuff are you doing on Twitch at the moment?
So basically yesterday or the day before yesterday, I didn't realize that if you like have a dog on Minecraft, right, and you get another dog and then you feed them both, they get love hearts over their head, and then they have a baby. I didn't know that, so I breeded a family of dogs. But long story short, I'm planning to get into a lot more stuff. I do a lot of gaming and stuff, so it's a lane that I'm trying to just figure my way out, get into. It's quite interesting. It's quite fun. I got a little gaming Discord and little things that I got guided on, so it's like, you know, little behind the scenes things. But yeah, I'm trying to do a bit of both. It's just about like I like producing content, I like making content, hence why I got the podcast, hence why I do the Twitch and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just kind of chaos on there, but it's fun chaos still. I play a lot of random games. I try and play games that I know like people around me wouldn't necessarily play, so stuff like Minecraft, for example. Yeah, most people be like, like, bare people are interested in Minecraft, so they would be like, what are you talking about? But for me, like, I don't come out of Lucian and play Minecraft. That
someone like, obviously you Call of Duties and that, obviously everyone's playing, obviously it's good to do.
Bruv, like, yeah, like, guys, stop it, man. Like, real talk, stop it. I don't want to play Call of Duty, man. Like, I don't mind a little one game every now and again, but man, I'd be hitting me up. Blunt, stop hitting me up for Call of Duty like that, bro. I love you, and you know I get busy when I get on there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to play Now I'm joking, shout out Blunts though. But yeah, no, the Twitch is it's lively. I got a lot of plans and stuff coming up, a lot of content and things planned. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
It's a nice little side hustle.
Yeah, to get away from the world, the stresses of cost of living.
I love gaming, man.
Yeah.
So it's like your escape. It's another escape from reality, isn't it?
Yeah, and also there's a very big lane for it and things you can do with it that I feel like aren't, like, especially just like not being funny, like being from ends and certain things like that. It's kind of like you're just kind of like there's no avenues that you'd really see for that. It's kind of a waste of time, and I guess to some people it is. I don't totally disagree to a certain point, but there is a lot of things that you can do, money wise, non-money wise, fun. And also I've just found in certain areas of life it's helped me when there's been times when I needed to like just kind of not think about certain things. Like when you're working 45 hours a week, sometimes you need something that's not like alcohol or drugs.
Yeah.
So it's just nice, little avenues and things you learn. Those things are a lot of things. So, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the beauty of gaming like it's like whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like I just think everyone explore your options, do what you want, because that's the most important thing, right?
Love that.
Yeah.
Listen, obviously we've been having a nice little waffle anyway.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna run track Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pick that out. It's a nice little 2 minute track, but it's got definitely good vibes.
Thank you.
Tell us about this one. You've got a feature on there. Is it Basky Plus?
Yeah, shout out Basky again. Like, so all the two that I worked with, again, these are some of the like. I'm always one to try and like shine a light on people that are doing cold stuff. So it's like when I see some of the younger guys coming up and doing their thing, I think they're amazing. Basky's one of my favorite artists right now, period. Jesse as well, like very talented guy, and I like what he's doing. So I just tried to pick them out very specifically when I made that tune. It's like, alright, cool, I want him on there, and he came and delivered. So shout out Basky, shout out Slowin as well on production as well. Amazing beat. When he sent that to me, I was like, yeah. This is Pressure. Shout out Basky, shout out Slow.
Let me run that, and then obviously I'll let you into a bit of information as well. We're going to get an exclusive performance right after well. So don't go anywhere, mate. Till then, here's Kish and Pressure featuring Basky.
I just made a sale more than 2 digits. No love for these bitches, just my brody, that's my slang. Wow. Like Brody dropped the top, got a roof missing. I just made a sale more than 2 digits.